Yeah, people cannot handle the idea of a woman just refusing to take care of anyone but herself. I'm not surprised you're getting this from people, this pushback. By the way, if y'all are not following this creator, please do, especially if you're a single woman who is just trying to focus on taking care of yourself, pouring into yourself, and not centering anyone else, especially not men. It's almost like an act of rebellion to just tap out of caretaking. I kind of feel like that's what I was doing for a while, because I think especially if you were parentified, if you had a parent that literally made you their parent, it can go one or two ways. A lot of women just go directly into just parenting everyone. And then there's people like me that are like, whoa, no, I'm done. And then I refused to take care of anyone for a long time. But because I do have chronic codependency, I'm still geared towards being like, what does everybody want? What does everyone need? I have a thermometer up everyone else's butt. Every single decision that I make is based on how it's going to affect everyone, usually. And in fact, that's one of the things that I really appreciate about my husband is he knows that about me, and he's always going, babe, whenever I'm conflicted, he goes, babe, center yourself now. Center yourself. How do you feel? What do you need? What do you want? Because I always forget to ask that. It is just not in me. I mean, it's becoming a little bit more of a reflex with time, but oh God, it's so hard to practice. But it's just the norm for women to our labor to be exploited in every way possible. That's the norm. So for women who are just like, no, I'm just not going to take care of anyone. I'm not going to take care of pets, my parents, children, literally anyone. People are like, what? But don't you want a pet? Aren't you lonely? Yeah, okay, yes, sometimes. I didn't get married until I was 42, but I didn't even really date much until my late 30s. So I was used to being alone, and I didn't realize what a huge act of rebellion that was, to just refuse to take care of other people. And I definitely got the pushback a lot of but what are you doing with your life? But the fact that people not only pressure women into getting married, which is essentially under patriarchy, taking care of a man, unless you're in a partnership, it's just women taking care of men and the babies that they make us have. But they want us to take care of men, they want us to take care of children, they want us to take care of literally everyone. And then if you refuse to do all those things, then they're like, well, what about a pet? And I can't even imagine how much worse it is for Black, Indigenous, and other women of color. As a white woman, I know this is in me, but I'm the least exploited demographic in the United States. And then men have the audacity to call us selfish. Not just men, women too. Anytime a woman acts like a man, we're just called selfish. Now we expect this from men, right? But a lot of women don't back off this because misery loves company, right? And as so many women pressure other women into having kids, even though those women are miserable, they're like, don't you want a baby? I hate my life. Don't you want one? Pets too. That's why I try to talk more about how hard it is to have a dog. I mean, look at that sweet baby. Mose. Look at that side eye. He's like, you talking crap about me. I love this dog so much, but he kind of ruined my life. It's worth it, but I have no social life more or less because of him. So and I know that pets can be very healing. I'm not saying don't get a pet if you really, really need one. The reason why I made that video that this comment is attached to is because I don't think that women have been taught ever to just take care of ourselves or even how to do that, because it always involves take care of yourself so that you can serve other people instead of just take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself. And it is honestly one of the most liberating things to do, one of the most empowering things to do, and also one of the most enlightening things to do is to date yourself, pour in yourself, take care of yourself, and decenter all of the things that we've been taught to center, especially men. Because like I said before, when a lot of women, when they leave these relationships with men that centered themselves instead of, it being a real partnership, a lot of women are lost. They don't even know who they are. They don't even know what they like. They don't even know what to do with their spare time. And that is an opportunity to dive into that unknown, which is very scary, and it's sometimes boring, and it absolutely is lonely, and it is full of little voices that are coming from within us that have been planted there by family members and by patriarchy at large, being like, you're a loser, you're gonna die alone, what's wrong with you, can't you find a man? Screw that. Because dating yourself, it's seriously the relationship that I got with myself from just pouring into myself, dating myself. God, I actually learned how to truly enjoy my own company. Almost too much, but it's better too much than, not enough, and literally hide in relationships. But a lot of women, instead of taking that opportunity, will just go get a rescue animal, have another child, or take on some crazy thing that is very consuming. And then they lose themselves again. And that is codependency. Like, I know that collectively women have been raised to just be codependent so that men can be individualistic because the society would just fall apart otherwise. But if you come from a family system that really pushed this, then, you may be chronically codependent or whatever you want to call it, but you may actually really need some help with it. I needed a lot of help with my codependency. But I will say this, I will die on this hill. There is nothing worse or lonelier than being in a relationship where you feel alone, you feel like not even seen, not understood. There's nothing lonelier to me than being with someone that you feel that way with and then just being alone. And the stakes of feeling that way are so high when you're in relationships with someone where you feel that way, because then you have finances tied to them. You have like so many stakes. And so please, 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 if you have a hole in your heart, consider it before just getting a pet. Your future self might thank you for just pausing and just sitting in that discomfort. And if you really, really need a pet, go get a pet. But women are never, ever, ever encouraged to just not take care of something. And I just want to offer that as an alternative. You're not selfish. Because if you get a pet you can't take care of, that's selfish.